Work today is broken. We're all working in too many disconnected apps, and it's killing team productivity. But for the first
Pantheon as the support, I don't think it will be. No, it'll be Caria's Rakan as the final pick of the draft here for T1.
Yeah, pretty good matchup into the Braum. All the extra movement that Rakan does to compound off of this Talia. But the other side is not warded.
Oh, Owner with the flash into the stun going after Shanks, but he flashes to buffer through it. So no seismic shove there for the follow-up. You even saw Owner.
With that Realm Warp, an AL should be able to keep T1 at bay. I don't even think T1 can test here.
Yeah, for sure. With how much pressure Flandra has in the 1v1, the Rek'Sai has a Sion under tower already, and you see Flandra proxying even. So T1 looks very good for them, or excuse me, AL looks very good for them to grab the grubs. Will T1 even try and answer anything on the other side of the map?
Exactly. You don't really see any. Little bit delayed compared to the exact timing for the taking of the grubs, but they're still going to secure it without a fight, and that means it's 1-1 in the objective count. As Doran, what I commented earlier, 3 Void grubs with a side laner that's already winning this hard. This is AL. There's not a kill on the board, and Flandra's forcing down the first turret 14 minutes into the game. Now T1 starting up the second Drake. They want to try to keep stacking here. Caria disengaging as AL's on the approach. T1 grouped up as 4. The Drake is down to 2,000 HP. Faker joins up with everybody. It's a 5v5. They go in immediately as Doran tries to lead the charge with a blast estimating smash, but he's only going to be beat down himself. A lot of damage on the Doran, but he is not down. Carry into the back line. The major engage from T1. Tarzan finds a supreme display of talent to make it a 1-for-1 so far, but T1 have the health bars. Faker rides the Weaver's wall as Carrier's about to die into the back line, but Kyle falls. Tarzan falls. T1, they'll lose Caria as Gumayushi fights back, and Shanks is on the run. Faker and Guma looking for a little bit more with the piercing arrow going over the wall, and Faker's ready to flash. Another rock is thrown, and Shanks is buried. T1, 4 for 2.
Once again, it's Faker in the clutch in the fight, finds the flick to send AL into everyone on T1. What a play from the T1 mid laners.
AL though, this is not Baron, this is Rift Herald. They're gonna grab this one. No Guma around to steal it.
Yeah, it looks like instead T1 gonna
to actually put a stop to the T1 team fight. And look at this, the river control for T1 is pretty early.
Yeah, for AL, it has to be a way of finding a bypass to Doran. Flandra going in.
Yeah, Flandra goes in for the flash. He wants to try to find Faker here. Needs a little bit more damage. Ulti to drop the aggro, and Shanks gets the kill. TP coming in from T1, but it might be a little bit of a problem. No, Doran has the ulti. Guarantees he does not get locked
Huge
up.
Factor. And we've got Otacon here. T1 pushing on top side, trying to set up around it very early on. Again, the flashes will be critical here.
Oh, Hope goes forward, but immediately Carrie is ready to try to respond here with the grand entrance. Hope tries to get over the wall. He sidesteps the seismic shove, but the damage from Owner is way too much. A big mistake from AL, and a bigger punish from T1. Tarzan goes in! Supreme display of talent under 3, but there is no follow-up. Tarzan has to try to flash away. Owner goes after him, but now he's trapped. Shanks with a little bit more damage, kills off the T1 jungler. The Realm Warp's ready to go in, and Shanks wants another. The arrows fly out as Doran charges in. Shanks with a flash to the side to avoid the engage coming out from T1's top laner. Doran's gonna try to run. Another arrow flies out from Gumayushi as now Carrie has got to be careful as he battle dances in and out of the fight. Hold on, we've got a respawn from Kyle. He teleports back, and now it looks like AL is gonna take the opportunity to go after the Otacon.
AL have to try and rush this. They know that they've only got a couple of seconds until Owner's back up, and he has that ultimate available. The interrupt is huge because that will stop T1 responding with the dragon.
Exactly. Big interrupt there on Gumayushi, and AL, despite the fact that their bottom lane duo gets caught out.
The dragon is important. T1 already starting it out.
Crucially, Tarzan had the Axiom arc, so his supreme display of talent is nearly back up. AL want to fight this.
This is sole point. If T1 secure it, AL know that this puts them in a very bad spot. Dragon down to 1,000, already going to be secured by Owner. AL continuing to walk forward, but they decide better of it. There's nothing left to fight over. So Otacon plus feats of strength over to AL.
Just in time.
All right, Faker's got some headwear, but it's AL with control over the bot side river. Owner and Gumayushi wanting to step up a little bit here. TP coming in from Doran. He's going to be the one to try to face check. Caria takes some damage from Shanks. Has to use the grand entrance to get himself back away. AL with control over the river, still for now. Flandra looking around in the blue buff area, but he won't find anything. Kyle down to half HP already from the T1 poke. That's only going to get scarier if T1 secure this objective. Kyle using the unbreakable, blocks the piercing arrow. Poke trading back and forth still between both sides. Keep your eyes on the engage, keep your eyes on Carrier. Flandra digging into the pit, putting that tunnel down, making sure he has some extra mobility for the upcoming fight as T1 want to step forward. Doran then going to crush the tunnel. Kyle, half HP still, going to use Redemption early here for AL just to make sure the health bars stay topped off. Flandra marked on the side, seismic shove onto the AL top laner. Chain CC on the Flandra, he's already down. T1 have found the pick. Supreme display of talent, tries to hold the line, but into the back line goes Owner. Hope is being chased, Tarzan's being killed. Anyone's legend is being crushed as Shanks tries to fight back in a 1v4, but he'll get nothing but an epitaph as T1 kill 4 and take Soul.
T1 go fishing and they find Flandra. They pick him off and they decimate AL in the team fight.
Hope is trying desperately to hold on, but T1 are chasing.
Baker's riding the wall in. Hope's going to be the last to die. A delayed ace for T1, and the delay going to take the whole enemy team. They're going to take the top lane turret. They're going to take Baron, and they're going to take a hell of a hole.
They're going to start to move down here. They will spot out Hope, but do they know AL are in the bush?
AL trying to set some kind of a trap. They know a fair fight doesn't favor them any longer. Kyle going to be trapped on the wrong side of the Weaver's wall. Seismic shove connects onto Shanks, who immediately goes golden. But it's going to be a 2-for-1 deal. Supreme display of talent at least takes Carry out in the process. But T1 have still won the fight. They're going to keep pushing forward. They've got the Baron, they've got the Soul, they've got the enemy tier 1 turret down. They've got Owner diving into the back line. But the escape is there for the rest of AL. Flandra trying to distract, get something else back over in the mid lane here at the same time, try to get an objective bounty because AL know they are not fighting back in the bottom lane. T1 take the tier 2.
Guma Yushi's chains of corruptions, locking down Shanks, making sure that neither him or Kyle could get out of there. T1, they are in the heads of anyone's legend. And T1 continue to push in this top side. AL are attempting to get here, but this tower is gone.
Nothing left of the tier 2 top. Another one falls, and T1's gold lead climbs back over 6,000 as the Baron, still 20 seconds left on this one. Another wave about to come towards the tier 3. And it looks like this is going to be the last wave that T1 get to push with. We'll see if they want to try to make the full break of the base. Here's your Weaver's Wall. T1 going to summon the Redemption immediately just to make sure they can power through this. Realm Warp from Shanks just to make sure he's not caught on the wrong side of the Talia ulti. And that's T1 using every second of the Baron to grab their first inhibitor of the game.
Getting the TP here from Kyle and Tarzan. Looks like they're going to try and make
with Flash, with Exhaust here on the Rakan. Kyle swapped over to a Ghost on his Braum.
Looks like T1 don't know where Tarzan is, though. There was pings going over towards their own jungle, wondering if Tarzan managed to sneak his way in, but Dragon now started, and Tarzan spotted as well.
Okay, Owner and Carrier are the only two around the Dragon Pit for now. TP coming in. Faker is ready to join back up with the rest of the team after purchasing the Crypt Bloom. AL starting up the Elder Dragon now. T1 watching on, waiting for the rest of the team to approach. Elder Dragon down to about 1/2 HP. Hope taking a chunk of damage. Dora charging in. Weaver's Wall over the top. Kyle's going to be caught. A ton of burst onto the support of anyone's legend, and he's already down. T1 charge forward. Double kill to Gumayushi. Pressure onto Tarzan. Triple kill Guma. AL are cut to pieces, and T1 holds the sword. Flandra's last to die, and ace for T1 will be the end of game 1.
Great force there from T1. They use their wallets and they destroy AL at the Dragon one more time.
Doran putting the last touches here on the Nexus turrets. The Elder Dragon is claimed, but there's no one left to execute. The game was quiet. The game was close for so very long. But when it came down to the clutch, it's T1 who prove why they are the reigning back-to-back world champions. They out-team fight AL.
Range with a Galio, which is not exactly great, but it's the Anivia.
Faker Anivia as the 5th pick of the draft here for T1.
That sounds painful.
Crashing the wave into Doran. Flandra was the point of strength
Level 3
for
gank?
AL in that first game, but now we can see Tarzan coming down for the Wukong level 3 gank potential here in the bottom lane. Carrier goes in with a dredge line. A lot of damage onto Kyle. He flashes away. Goyushi flashes after. One more spinning axe is going to do it, but no! Hope denies it as Carrier has to flash over the wall to escape, and T1's marksman gets punished. Okay, creeping around from behind. Trying to time this so Owner can be in position right as the wave is ready to crash. They don't want to allow Flandra to try to clear this out. Cannon Minion going to absorb it here with a start. Wind becomes lightning. Flandre with a flash away. Doran going to burn him down, but he needs a little bit more damage with the flame spitter. The turret was so heated up, it makes it a 1-for-1.
In the experience he had, but Flandre has hit level 6, eyeing up Faker on the Anivian this mid-wave.
He's looking for that public execution, and he finds it. Faker gets jumped on. Flandre going in, trying to proc the rebirth, and they get it. They've scrambled the egg, and there's the feat of warfare for anyone's legend.
Never in mid and just farming and being content to just trade objectives. All right, my Sivir's just gonna mow down the minions in mid wave and then rotate over the dragon. You know, we don't want this early confrontation since you've got Xin and Nautilus Draven, and so they will go for the dragon and they will continue to farm.
Exactly. Remember in game number 1, it was AL securing all 3 grubs, and then T1 securing that first Drake about a minute later. This time around, we swap
Tarzan
them around.
can go in, and they have perfect information on Owner because of those wards.
You can see the way Kael is playing, though, to match these roams from Keria is a little late on this one, though.
Yeah, Shanks could be in some danger as the axes spin. Shanks forced to flash again, but the whirling death doesn't quite catch him. The angle wasn't there, and Shanks survives.
And Kael was trying to move down towards this bottom side of the map to cover this play exactly. This wave and try and find something.
And you just saw it right there. Hope's boomerang blade, his ricochet, excuse me, bouncing through the wave to stop Gumayushi's back as Doran goes in from a ton of damage here with a Flandre. The public execution plus the flash to try to get away. Flash Electro Harpoon coming out from Doran! But no! It's Flandre with reinforcement from Shanks for the shield, for the outplay to stop Doran in his
Wait a sec! Wait a sec!
Makes it a 1-for-1. Gumayushi from all the way across the map strikes true, and T1 starts the Drake.
It looks so good for AL, but Guma finds the cash in with the ult from the opposite side of the map, and now AL, they need to be careful.
Yeah, AL's got to be careful here. Kael gonna have a nice keeper's verdict to make the fight unfair. Keria is your first target. His owner wants to go in after Kael now. Loses half his HP. Boomerang blade takes Keria down to 150. Faker making his way forward, but T1's not gonna find anybody. They also
Doran's
using
in behind.
the teleport now. Doran coming up behind him. The Rumble's already arrived into the fight as Tarzan tries to find some damage onto Faker. Shanks looking to cut him off. The egg, again the rebirth is triggered as Flandre's made his way into the fight and Gumayushi goes back over the wall. Tarzan kills Faker and T1 is on the run. Keria dredge lines back to safety as Shanks dives in beside Kael. A double kill for Tarzan and the Draven is dead again. Anyone's legend comes to life in Shanghai and they're at a 2,000 gold lead.
They turn the play back around on
Starting up the Rift
T1.
Herald.
Shanks is on the opposite side of the map, though. His TP is available, but they will need to bring him in if they want to try and make a play in T1, trying to scope out the area as that goes.
Yeah, Keria jumps in here with the dredge line, finds Tarzan, but to no avail. Kael jumps in with a point-blank keeper's verdict. Shanks has arrived. They're looking at Gumayushi, and they find the taunt. Guma's already down. T1 are routed as they try to escape from the pit. Keria now focused, forced back again by Flandre. Doran's gonna get time with this bottom lane tier 1 turret. He might be able to take that, but it's 2 more kills for anyone's legend. It's Rift Herald to anyone's legend. It's another fight for anyone's legend.
As soon as T1 step into the river, AL close the trap shut. They teleport in. Shanks is able to lock him up. Even with Owner's ultimate knocking him back for a second, he still moves in, finds the taunt, and they kill the Draven again.
Excellent stuff from anyone's legend. The setup with these wards.
Some big damage. Have to be very careful about their positioning. Faker himself a little worried about his positioning.
Yeah, he's getting caught out here by Flandre. Public execution, though, not lined up
TPs are
correctly.
coming.
Now Flandre has to flash away. T1 committing to look to find the kill onto the Mbessa. Owner goes after it, needs the 3rd talent strike, and Doran's damage is enough, but off to the side at the same time. Hope is going in. It's another kill traded back as Gumayushi dies once more. Anyone's legend, they want a second, and they'll find it. A double kill to Hope as T1 reinforcements are coming in, but they're a little too slow. Rift Herald summoned up here in the mid lane. Tarzan, Kael, and Hope gonna knock down the tier 1 turret, and now they're gonna drive it straight into the tier 2. Tarzan at the wheel. He'll slam that one right on in. Equalizer from Doran needs to be used just to clear the wave.
He wants to use it. He flashes over to follow Guma. He knows. He wins those.
And it's such a good counterpunch because you see that play in the top side. KL again flashing over, immediately picks off Gumayushi and sets up for this play in Keria, trying to keep his AD carry alive, only gives more money into the hands of anyone's legend. And it's at the beginning a good play from T1.
Start this up. It's a 2,500 gold lead for anyone's legend, but nobody's here just yet. Otacon already down to 5,000 HP. Tarzan goes in for the Cyclone. Shanks ready to arrive with a grand entrance. Tarzan's low, and the Whirling Death's gonna find the execution. T1 still fighting back as the Otacon is slain by Owner, but he dies in the middle of the fight. Public Execution finds no target. Gumayushi on the run. Hope, Flandra, and Kael still looking for a little bit more. It's a 2-for-1 for anyone's legend, but T1 critically takes the Otacon.
Oh, the bloodbath continues, and they do get the Otacon in the scramble there because T1 focused down Tarzan. They get the kill there. 2-for-1 is a little bit of extra gold, but you would definitely rather have the Otacon and the extra experience and stats that you get from that. Afterwards, though, AL will make you pay for it even more. They get the top tower and secondary tower on bottom side. That is a lot of gold.
I was going to say, I think that's
frustrating when you consider the 3,000 individual gold lead for Hope as the 80 carry here with a Sivir. They're moving into the enemy jungle now, and Kael again just slams Owner into the wall, but now he's in danger. Tarzan and Kael both so low, it's 2 dead on the AL side, but Hope is still alive. Faker flashes back over the wall, but Shanks is burning. Flandra caught in the middle of everyone. Anyone's legend have overplayed their hand, and T1 is ready to punish. Hope should be next to die. And Guma cashes in. Only Shank still stands. That could have been the entire game. A dredge line from Keria, and Owner is ready to follow up. The wind becomes lightning and strikes Shanks down. Ace for nothing, for one, for nothing, T1.
You cannot make mistakes against T1 in playoffs. This is a team that will fight you every chance they get. And a gold lead and a victory that seemed defined for AL is now slipping into T1 having a victory and a lead in this game. Into the fight for a lot of the time, and even the reset on the Poppy just meant that there wasn't the follow through that they really wanted to.
Oh, the jacket comes off.
Oh man, that's a leaning 4 move if I've ever seen one.
And keep Hope auto attacking. They do have a lot of damage potential. You know, Tarzan and Shanks here have to have a really good setup to the team fight though.
Okay, it's T1 with control over the river. They're going to start up the Drake. They have the control ward inside the pit. They're going to step back, group up as a clump, as 5 towards the bottom side of the river. AL looking for the approach. Tarzan wants to flank, and he flashes over the wall. Now Faker's going to try to get away. Hero's entrance knocks up 3. T1 trying to scramble. The damage comes down, and Flandra flashes back over the wall as Owner's first to die. T1 on the run. Kael wants a wall slam, but he can't quite find it. Hope goes in for Goma, and he cuts him down. AL 2-for-0 in the fight.
It's also 2-for-2 on Dragons, but the Baron is up and they're teleporting up to the top side of the map. Are AL going to go for more?
It looks like they will, understanding that this could be their moment to try and bring the game back in their favor. That fight, that flash from Tarzan, the TPs though.
Faker jumping into a spot that he should not be. He doesn't get slammed into the wall, but he's far back enough that he cannot stay alive. Hope runs after Doran. The auto attacks cutting through the rumble. A little bit more is needed, and a little bit more will be found. Keria presents himself on a silver platter, and it's AL eating good. Ace for the LPL squad.
And AL find their moment to fight back. It looked like T1 had found that glimmer of hope, but to again support a dying teammate ends up giving over his life on the back of it.
Okay.
Look at these guys. All right, AL with the gold lead back in hand, and the Baron buff, so they can take a lot more. That little dip there is just a blink in the radar now. AL looking to siege.
AL with their Red Bull Baron power play want to get as much of a lead with it as they can. This is the 6th turret that they will take this game, which means the only targets left are inside the enemy base.
They're also a heavily Baron-reliant team. You are very short range, but they're looking for Doran.
Immediately, though, it's T1 ready for their counterattack, but the counterattack doesn't hit hard. The Redemption's going to heal off pretty much everything from the Equalizer. Tarzan's clone's the only thing that took meaningful damage, so T1's going to clear the wave away, but but the cannon minion is still alive. The tier 3 turret's below half HP. Everybody on AL is feeling confident, and without the equalizer, that's a big team fight tool that T1 no longer has.
Both lanes being pressured by AL. Gumayushi has to step forward to clear out these cannon minions because it's the only way you have a chance, but it opens up for AL to look for plays. Kael fishing for the Poppy ult, doesn't go for it.
Yeah, it's so hard to push on Anivia always. That's why this Baron buff is so important for AL in their attempts to siege. The Baron buff allowing so much of this extra damage to come through, empowering those cannon minions, empowering both lanes.
Alright, top lane about to be the next target. Flandra wants to crash the wave. Still 1/3 of the cooldown left on the equalizer. Tarzan takes a little bit of damage here, but again, it's nothing super serious. Shanks leads the charge. Tier 3 turret drops to a colossal smash from Shanks as AL has found their way into the enemy base. T1 scrambling, regrouping between the top and mid lanes, as they do want to continue trying to defend the turret. AL's gonna take their time though. Now they focus on the top lane, tier 3. Flandra's already got the wave. Hope steps up. Second tier 3 turret eliminated as T1 continue to retreat. Anyone's Legend still playing it nice and slow. Inhibitor under siege top side first. Hope plus the cannon minion, more than enough to take that one down. Mid lane's already down. Those two inhibitors within 10 seconds of one another, nearly perfectly synced up. We cannot go fight for this. It's not soul, it's not worth it. AL with a 6,500 gold lead now find themselves also at
item, but unfortunately for them, you're not getting that time as T1 tries to clear out the mid wave while the bot siege begins.
Yep, no more Baron though, means considering Faker has the wave clear of an entire team as Anivia, he can take care of those super minions. Everybody else groups up to defend the only remaining tier 3 turret, but over the wall goes Tarzan. Faker's got to try to stay safe into the back line. Public execution onto Faker. Redemption's not there in time. The egg has already been procced, but he will not be reborn. A kill onto Owner follows. AL's already found 2, and they want Gumayushi. Doran and Keria will be next to die as T1 are wiped off of Summoner's Rift. Anyone's Legend with a clean ace to win game 2.
The Panda Warriors are coming alive in game 2 and showing that in Shanghai, this city will belong to them. I really like this adaptation here if they go towards the Yone. It gives you a really strong matchup in the mid lane that you can look to bully through, and you end up with the Aurora having this push on the top side as well. I love aware of where the Blitzcrank is, which definitely alleviates a lot of the pressure.
Does have the sweeper once again as well.
Okay. Ooh, nice little quick trade there from Faker as he sidesteps, but Shanks gets pulled. Nice moves there from Keria, but now they got to be a little bit careful. Gumayushi going to take some pain from AL as they fire back. So the farm very much. You can see both of them very close in that count as Owner is hanging out on the side of mid lane. Shanks in some danger. Vault Breaker charged up. Shanks with a flash away as Tarzan comes in for the counter attack there with the EQ combo. Kael right behind him looking for a binding, but it does not stun. Shanks losing the flash here from the gank. No
control all the way through the river, so they can constantly roam up to mid lane as well. And Faker is getting dangerous.
Yeah, Faker walks too close to the brush. The deadly flourish right after the EQ coming in from Tarzan. Faker still on the run. AL thinking about going further. There's your fate sealed. Shanks goes in. First blood over to Hope.
Anyone's Legend collapsed onto the mid lane. T1 have put so much pressure onto Shanks, but the Valve just...
Grub started up, and it looks like topside Gumayushi forced back by Flandra here at the same time, chunking the Ziggs below half HP. AL still with total control over the Grub pit. They've brought everyone up here, so Doran's going to get some free firing time on the bottom lane turret, try to get some plates out of that one. We'll be able to secure the first, maybe even the second down here.
Potential to burn summoner spells and pick people off.
But this is the style of play that Anyone's Legend were so well renowned for, but Hope under pressure now.
Yeah, Keria wants the pull, and he finds it onto Hope, who immediately tries to get away with the bomb right over the top. They take him down. Gumayushi gets the kill. T1.
Although Owner taking this one kind of slow.
Okay, both of our junglers have their Sundered Skies available. Proto Belt also completed for Faker. T1 starting up the Drake, have it down to half HP. Kael, Tempered Fate, trying to save his jungler. Tarzan survives for now, but T1 is bringing everybody to the show. Doran in the middle of the Cataclysm. The stolen Tempered Fate. Tarzan's already down. Kael's about to die. T1's found two. Shanks is in the middle of everybody, and he has to try to get away. He wants to charge Q3. He gets over the wall for now. Anyone's Legend has already lost their jungler and their support. The two that they need to make the plays
turn. And even though the Ziggs ult is immune with the Bard ult, wait a second, Kyle's getting in there.
Yeah, Kael on the approach, but no, the smite is there for Owner, and T1 take the Drake. Either side is Hope for the side of AL. Doran on the Cassante for the side of T1. Doran does have his Jack show completed, so does have some resistance against both types of damage. Flandra's coming in here on the flank, jumps in, but he doesn't find the opportunity here just yet. Tempered Fate, no target. Gumayusi getting away. Caught up here with a deadly flourish. The shots fire out. The curtain is called, and Gumayusi is cold as T1 lose their bottom lane carry, and Anyone's Legend are moving forward towards the Herald.
The target selection from AL was beautiful. Gumayushi's flash was down, and they rotate Flandre early to make sure they can get the pick, and they will answer for tower pressure and the Rift Herald.
And Anyone's Legend gets the first turret. They've got the 3 grubs. They had the opportunity to force that down to the top lane before Doran could get the first turret down in the bottom lane at the same time, and that means it could fly out here. Flandra hanging back near the tier 1 turret in the mid lane for the side of AL as the Dragon is already down to half HP. T1 trying to decide where they want to go. They're staying nearby for now as Faker throws out the Tempered Fate to slow down the Drake a little bit. AL secures the Drake. They try to defend the tier 1 over in the mid lane here at the same time. Ulti from the Aurora keeps the structure standing, but Gumayusi has the satchel to complete the trade. Dragon for AL, tier 1 turret for T1.
Yeah, T1, wait a second.
Nice Tempered Fate there, flies out from Kael, and now they're looking to go in after Keria. The Mega Inferno bomb's not gonna matter, and AL as they clear out some of these wards from T1.
And everybody knows Otacon throws the best house parties.
Oh, he really does. Everybody shows up.
Yeah, Kael gonna try and look for the reset though, because he's completely out of wards. Kerry's been doing a great job of keeping that pressure there, and off the back of a T1 looking to invade, knowing that Kael is gonna be lacking on the vision.
Doran going in, wants the 1v1 against Shanks. The Cassante is all out. Shanks fighting back, sidesteps the third and Tofo strike. Got a little dicey there at the end. Gives him the Team Liquid thumbs up and walks away.
With item spikes and also that ult advantage.
Yeah, it's the 2-item power spike on everybody that's not a support, for everybody except for Faker. Tempered Fate, no target connection there, but AL is going all the way in. They want Gumayusi, who already gets away, so they're going to switch over to Keria now instead. Owner trying to fight back as Shanks is in the middle of everybody. He snaps back. Keria dies first. Immortal Shield Bow keeps Shanks alive as AL are now continuing to retreat. Kael and Shanks very low. T1 goes forward. Tarzan with a dunk, but he's only going to steal his own fate. Gumayusi barely holding on, but he burns down. Faker with a kill on Tarzan. Owner chases Hope. The Jin getting away for now as T1 have lost their bottom lane, but they've killed 3 in response. Faker after Flandra, who has to flash away. Owner flashes to try to catch him with a ball breaker. Flandra needs more distance, but he cannot find it. Abscond, abduct. Goodbye to the Aurora, and it's a 4-for-2 trade favoring T1.
Keria denies Flandre that instant to burst out Gumayusi, and Shanks tries to follow, but ends up getting caught out, can't snap back.
Owner's staying on the red though, so they're probably just gonna sacrifice this. This will be soul point, not the actual soul itself.
Exactly. So if you then manage to take that after winning a fight, all of a sudden, things feel largely catapulted the other direction. So
To find some sort of pocket of Fog of War, to find a very big hook. Maybe get an early summoner spell.
Okay, knocks Tarzan up into the air. Tempered Fate onto Tarzan to try to keep him safe a little bit longer here, and he does manage to buffer through the CC. Now Flandra putting some pain onto the T1 lines, but no! It's Owner going in, they lock up Flandra, they beat him down! Owner's on a killing spree, and that's -1 for AL. T1 find the pick, and then they immediately evacuate.
That Vi Ziggs combo is just deadly, man. Owner sees his target, locks him up, Guma throws the ultimate, and T1 once again with the pressure.
And as Flandre just trying to help out Tarzan that ends up getting him caught, didn't need to invest the ultimate, could have just escaped because Kael had bought enough time for the Demacian Standard to be used to escape. But now T1 another tower, more pressure to push AL back as Faker just looking to clear this wave and reset as well.
After shooting that stolen Jhin ulti back at Hope, Tarzan goes in after the T1 mid laner, but again, just not a ton of threat. Faker
Objectives, as Faker now has to run, does provide a lot of value when the soul fight is coming, but if Faker can't get away, this could be very problematic.
Yeah, Flash immediately into the binding, Tempered Fate right after. Faker trying to get away, goes golden to buy himself an extra second. Through the wall they go, Tempered Fate from Faker, keeping himself alive as Doran's under the back line. Hope is under pressure, Faker's still alive for now. Hope gonna be cut down, Doran going in and Faker's already cut down first. Hope next to die, it's a 1-for-1. AL's in the middle of everybody as Tarzan has to try to get away, and Carrier's gonna be focused, but he finds a pull over the wall beforehand. Flandra pulled in, but Doran shut down. Gumayushi over the wall with another satchel as Tarzan wants to find a little bit more, but he dies. Gumayushi and Owner working together as Guma dies to Shanks. Owner wants another. Flandra needs to get away, and he hops between worlds. The Abyss can't chase him down. Flandra gets back over the wall, and Shanks is ready to flash. Owner will get knocked into the Guardian Angel. Carrier is the only one left alive, and that Guardian Angel will not hear the prayers of T1. It's a 4.
For anyone's legend.
Yeah, Owner's still dead for another 5 seconds. Unless you have some sort of a miracle blunder from the side of AL, there's no way. AL, off the back of a pick, will claim the Mountain Soul.
It's a MasterCard priceless moment for anyone's legend. For anyone's legend, they now have the safety nets they need, and with T1, they're looking for picks.
Yeah, Doran eats about 1,000 damage as he tries to approach that brush, and now Tarzan jumps over the wall. Tempered Fate fired out. It's the stolen one there from Faker, but the real from Kyle does not hit either. Doran continuing to try to get away. Shanks on the Yone also has his Infinity Edge now. If he can find that Fate Seal that we were at with a support budget right now. T1 starting up the Baron. It will be spotted out by the Scryer Trinket from anyone's legend. Gumayushi just trying to play defense.
It's a bit of a fake bluff, though, because their Baron take is not very quick on T1's side, and anyone's legend know it. You can see it there. They've been on it for a while, only half HP now.
Yep, but they are not backing off just yet. Kyle fires out the Tempered Fate, but he won't find a target. Carrier wanted to pull, but he misses everybody. T1 backs away from the objective now as the Tier 1 turret also dies here in the mid lane. That's all 3 outer turrets now dead on the T1 side. AL gonna be happy about that as they continue. Wait, not that turret. That one in the bottom lane didn't actually die. Flandra had to back off before it could. Owner looking for an opportunity. Shanks jumps in, finds the Q3, immediately resets. Doran's nearly killed at the very start of the fight. Owner having to get away now as well with a curtain call firing out. Faker sidesteps, deadly flourish.
T1 to come to them.
And T1 are ready to answer the challenge. Faker with a teleport ready to join up as immediately the engage comes out from Tarzan. The target is Carrier. The Shanks seal finds everybody. Thanks in the back line as Gumayushi tries to get away. He's scattered, but he's knocked down by Tarzan. Faker scrambling as Kyle and Hope chase after him. Doran's going to be the next target, and anyone's legend have forced the world champions back.
What an engage from anyone's legend! Tarzan does not hesitate. He pulls the trigger onto Carrier.
The entire stadium has erupted here in Shanghai.
And the gold lead now back under the command of AL. They've got the Dragon Soul, the Elder spawning in less than 1 minute. The binding into the wall does not connect to Kyle, but now T1 is overextended. Owner's in the middle of everyone. That's your jungler right before Elder, but the TP is a mistake from Flandra. He's shut down already. Owner's Guardian Angel will not save him. It's a 1-for-1. Tempered Fate collides onto Doran, but he's unstoppable.
Are up for Tarzan. They are up for Shanks. AL, such an advantage.
T1 trying to approach. Doran's gonna be the point man, trying to make his way in there as Gumayushi continues to throw bouncing bombs. Elder Dragon down to 3,000. Fate Seal cuts through, but the stasis gonna lock everybody up. Tarzan's gonna be your focus. Mega Inferno Bomb over the top of the Elder is secured by anyone's legend, and they're continuing the fight. Faker is about to be executed as Doran falls too. Anyone's legend is murdering T1. Curtain call fires out. Most of the bullets won't find their target, but they won't need to. The final shot in Gumayushi
To just one game away from what no other LPL team has ever been able to do. They will put T1 to series points here.
All right, the inhibitor falls. It's Owner and Keria versus AL. They have to try to distract. Owner jumps into the middle of everyone, but the Elder Dragon will roar with the might of China as anyone's legend forces T1 to match point and takes game 3.
We are in an elimination game for T1. At Worlds, they're putting Gumayushi on the controversial Kaisa pick for him. They have a
Get on towards Faker here.
Let's see. Wants to move towards him there with the Ishtal's impact. Forces the flash. Faker stays safe, but now Summoner Spell down.
patience there from Tarzan, and
he set up their Corki for success in anyone's legend, but there's so many members on the top side of the map for T1, and they don't know Doran's here.
Yeah, Doran's still there, the call of the Forge God, the paranoia over the top. Hope tries to get away with the flash, but he's still caught up in the fear. He waits to use the cleanse. Hope locked up by the Ornn, but he gets enough distance. AL staying alive for now. Kyle and Hope both get away. T1 goes in. Gumayushi with a killer instinct, but Hope still lives underneath the turret. Doran's going in with a bellows breath, and it's first blood over to Keria. Kyle tries to counterattack with Zenith Blade, but he does not have what he needs. Doran now the target. Shanks doesn't hit him with a chain. He's got to try to get away as Tarzan wants to kill Doran. Shanks still in the back part of the fight. Tarzan with a 3-man impale. T1 still trying to fight as Faker arrives in. Shanks down to 150, and the blooming burst from Keria gets him. It's a 4-2 game, 8 minutes in, and T1 take the fight.
And the only thing they have to pay for it is the bottom side. Mordekaiser did get left alone with this tower, but it is so good for T1. It is Guma that does not give up on the play. Even though Hope was able to escape from the Ornn ultimate, Guma says nobody's getting out of this. He ults in, he continues to play for T1, and all of T1.
That they can finish off these kills, and Tarzan tries his best with Shanks to bring back this play.
I've seen the shield break on Doran's health bar. He just goes up, he gets bonked a little bit, but now Tarzan is looking to change that around. Nice use of the bellows breath, but he is pulled back by the claw from Flandra. He tries to get underneath the turret. Doran flashes away. Flandra does secure the kill, but now he's got to get away from the turret. His teammates coming up to guarantee he survives. It's AL overloading the top side, and T1 are bringing in backup, but they've already lost their top laner.
It's a nice timing window from AL. Right as Dragon spawns, they go
AL
for the...
looks to be saying that they have no interest in contesting this one. Flandra's just staying top. He has no teleport. So putting the work in on this turret to take the first one. Nice deny there on the feats of strength.
Yeah, and the fact that you get to use this
His Nocturne. Faker still needs another 4 minutes before his Rod of Ages hits full stack, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. Tarzan over the wall here with the Blast Cone. Kyle and Hope approaching from mid. T1 forced back away from the Herald.
Yeah, I like that. You immediately just drop it. Just immediately leash the Herald for T1 because Faker can finish this bottom tower and then teleport in, and they do.
Yeah, Keria's going to be the target here from Kyle, but he's not going to go in any further. Blast Cone gets Kyle back away as Doran tries to escape. Tarzan punches him a couple times, but again, that's a very tanky Ornn. Herald's going to lose all patience, and we can see Faker using the teleport to make his way over to the fight now after claiming that tier 1 turret in the bottom lane. Shanks still has a TP, but he's held in mid by Faker because of the wave clear of the Victor. Faker went in the trade against Shanks as Tarzan trades with Keria and Gumayushi. T1 with control over the Herald as AL approach. Flandra's going to look for a target, potentially here for the Death Realm. Herald down to 4K. Claw hits 2, but Flandra can't get any closer. Owner wants to take the objective. Paranoia's already gone out. Herald secured by Owner as the Ornn Horn comes in, but only finds one. Keria locks up Hope. Gumayushi into the back line, and the AL AD carries already down. Owner tries to flash away. Doran in the middle of everybody, but Flandra barely stays alive. He should surely die right after the shield falls, and Owner kills him. Kyle's on the run. T1's on the hunt. Everybody on AL's dropping, and T1 are absolutely demolishing the LPL team. Tarzan tries to dig through the wall. He'll barely escape, but it's Rift Herald plus 4 kills to the side of T1.
Even Guma lived! Shanks tried to go back in to kill him, but he couldn't get the vision, he couldn't get the damage! T1 have taken control of this game!
Tarzan wants to see if he can get Faker on the way out. May get the damage down, but AL are so far away. Carry is still in the vicinity.
Enough damage thus far, but you can see everybody's up here. They've got Doran down in the bottom lane. He's the one answering Flandra. He has his teleport to join up for this Otacon fight whenever they need him.
It's just so difficult if you're AL. Those item deletion points just aren't there. And now with the push on top side, how do you try and enter in towards River? How do you try and spot that Otacon has already been started by T1?
AL charged with a nearly impossible task. They are going to walk forward. They are going to see the Otacon started. They're bringing in the teleport. AL have to send some sort of a Hail Mary play here. Tarzan jumps in, only finds Doran. Carrier looking for the Pop Blossom. He only finds it onto Kyle. The Ornhorn flies through and Hope is already down. T1 have found their marks, and they want even more. Owner is smashed by Flandra in the Rift Herald pit here at the same time as Faker stays alive, and they cannot quite do it. Finally, they get the shutdown. AL's winning the fight. T1 may have overplayed. They may have overstayed. AL find their way back into the game. Flandra chasing after the lone survivor as the Otacon will be taken by anyone's legend.
AL, they deleted Carrier and then they set their sights on Owner. They chunk him so low that Flandra is then able. The Otacon that they claim in the aftermath.
The Otacon is so dangerous. The shred that it applies to
with the dive in the back line, and Shanks was able to finish off Guma. Like, there is so much damage, even from the beefcakes now on anyone legend, that you need to.
Has been going after him nonstop.
Yeah, certainly has. All right, let's take another look at this though. Top tower so low. AL trying to use it.
Okay, they go in. The solar flare from Kyle. Tarzan wants to swoop around, but the Impale misses. AL threw a lot out there. The Arcane Storm from Faker going to fully push back anyone's legend. Shanks all the way down in the bottom lane. Not going to teleport up for this. AL wanted to defend their tier 1, but when they swing and miss, it's easy for T1 to finish the job.
AL ever so...
Watch out for the engage.
Yep, keep your eyes on Carrier specifically here with the Nico. Teleport coming in from the AL side. Also T1 ready to reinforce. Ornhorn sounds off. Doran goes in. They're going to knock up Kyle here at the very start, but into the back line. T1, Faker under pressure. The burst over the mid laner. They found him, but Hope is also already down. Shanks next to die. The Arcane Storm is a typhoon, but AL is fighting back. More damage to Gumayushi. Flandra wants him. Flandra can't find him. The mace will not connect over the wall. And now Tarzan goes to the killing spree. AL are winning another fight. Doran locked up. He gets away with a teleport to stay alive. 3 for 3. And full tank Skarner did over 4,000. The Mordekaiser cracking 5,000 damage as AL now moving into this topside river yet again. Solar Flare used by Kyle does not find anything meaningful here. Taking a look at summoner spells, there are no flashes available on T1. There are none available on AL except for Kyle on this Leona. So keep your eyes on him.
AL are trying desperately to pull T1 away from the dragon, but T1 just going to walk down the mid lane, keep this pressure up, and AL, they're looking at a little split.
Yeah, Gumayushi's going to take down the tier 2 turret. Keep your eyes open for the paranoia. That's the sign that T1's going to look for something, but they don't want to use it here. Instead, it's Gumayushi off on a solo mission looking to take the Drake. It's not soul point just yet, but if he can secure this one, it's going to put AL in a very difficult spot. The Kaisa clears this very effectively, just as a lone unit, and it looks like they're going to grab it here. The Scryer's Trinket used to see what T1 is doing. Shanks goes after Carrier, chunks him out, but doesn't chunk him super low. T1 takes the Drake, and now they're ready for the 5v5. Doran summons up the Ornhorn. They're going in after Flandra. They want to focus the Mordekaiser. They've got him locked up in the CC, and Faker strikes him down. AL have lost their strongest player. Tarzan whips the Impale, and Owner continues moving forward. AL in a 4v5 have got to be mindful now. T1 may try to go for the Baron as they clear out mid-wave. Flandra's still dead for 35 seconds.
T1 found the thorn on their side and they yanked it out immediately. Now anyone's legend have to defend the Baron. 4 versus 5.
T1 going after the big objective. Tarzan wants to step forward here, try to find a little bit of poke. Kyle and Hope now. A nice catch from Doran. Hope is already down. Tarzan has to retreat. Ishtal's impact through the wall. They can't slow him down. They can't lock him up. T1 back onto the Baron yet again. Owner down to 25% HP. AL, they're going to have their top laner back up here in
Flanders
5.
didn't want to pull the trigger on the ultimate. Thought he could maybe survive and then find a higher value target. But if T1 continue to focus...
All right, AL ready to try to stop him, but Gumayusi kills this objective very, very quickly. TP coming in from AL. Carrier on the flank, off to the right, ready for the pincer attack. T1 gonna pull off the Baron. They do not want to allow it to get low enough for Tarzan to try to steal. Doran jumps in, knocks Kyle up into the air. Shanks going in after Carrier, wants to stop him. Ornhorn through the middle of the fight, and once again, Flandra's gonna get focused, but he is not dead. Big impale from Tarzan. A lot of damage comes through. Carrier dies before the Pop Blossom. Flandra in a little bit of trouble now, but he's still fighting. The shield keeps him alive, but T1 is too strong. AL running now. They've lost 2. T1 have only lost their support. It's both supports down. Flandra, the extra man dead, means T1 win the fight.
Yeah, they melt the front line. Shanks is actually creeping around, but there's not much he can get. He's looking for an angle onto Guma.
If he can find Gumayusi, that's the angle. That's the only way to win it, and there he goes! Shanks with the hero play as Hope tries to escape from Doran, but the Bellows breath takes him down. Tarzan wants to get away from Owner, from Faker. He can't quite get there. He's feared up. Shanks nearly kills off Owner, but a beautiful spell shield keeps him alive. Shanks is trapped inside the gravity field, and Faker takes him down. Tarzan on the run. He's the only one left alive from the original fight. Kyle has finally respawned. Faker and Doran are going to continue the chase now. If they can get a delayed kill on this jungler, they can almost guarantee themselves either a soul or a Baron, and that's exactly what they're doing. Tarzan will not be allowed to dig through the wall. The Arcane Storm silences him as he tries
to get into the pit.
Exactly. It's free Baron for the side of T1. It's still 10 seconds. What they're looking to do. The Mountain Soul belongs to T1. 34 minutes in.
Seal it for T1. How is a LeBlanc supposed to burst through all this extra durability on these T1
Chanted
members?
at the same time. T1 continues to push here in the bottom lane. Cannon Minion doing most of the damage under the tier 3 turret as Tarzan is stunned up inside the gravity field, but again, not a ton of damage either way. Shanks wants to try to get some poke, but he won't find a lot. Hope on this Corki still hopelessly behind this entire game. Nearly 6,000 gold lead for Gumayusi as AL try to keep defending, but it is the health bars of the tier 3 turrets slowly whittling away to the Baron empowered minions. Kyle on the side of the terrain here in bottom lane looking for what might be AL's final desperate chance to stay in this game. Doran continues playing the point man here for the T1 side as another wave crashes into the tier 3 turret. A little bit more damage onto Tarzan, but it's not a lot. They don't need a lot, they just need time to chip away at these tier 3s. Doran with a Bellows Breath to get through the claw. Flandra loses half his HP. The Mordekaiser's gonna be your target. Here goes the Ornhorn. They knock Flandra up into the air, but again, nobody under serious threat. Tarzan with an impale onto one, but he's about to die. He flashes away. Guma flashes in. Carry with a 3-man Pop Blossom will seal the fate of anyone's legend. Guma with a triple. Guma with a quadra. Only Flandra stands. Gumayusi finally dies, but AL will die with him. T1 will not go quietly. They will force down the Nexus turrets. They will move to the Nexus, and they will take us to Silver Scrapes.
This is you. Wait, no, this is you. And you want to conquer the world of Albion?
On the Ashe, we assume, could be Flex to Caria. He does have a history with it. Ooh, Ashe plus Seraphine, the goated combo. Ashe slows into Seraphine, immediately
Enters,
up.
means it's just the heals for the supports the entire game long. Faker stepping forward, trying to maybe steal away these chickens from Tarzan, but no, not gonna get them.
Yeah, able to get some of the
Bottom
small
side, avoiding all that vision as well. You can see Owner now realizing, trying to run back through mid to deny Tarzan the smite, but it's bot lane that might be in trouble.
Yeah, Gumayusi and Caria having to back away. The zap does not connect on Gumayusi. Tarzan down here in the bottom lane. Guma wants first blood onto Kyle. It's going to be secured by Caria. A 1-for-1, but Hope gets the money critically for AL.
Able to sneak away this Drake. Well, sneak away, he's on vision, but able to steal it away. And it'll be a nice little early game for T1 with a minute until the Void Grubs, so then you can trade Void Grubs for some pressure on the bottom side for plates on towards Jinx. But with the pushing lanes, it's so hard to get that moment to reset. You can see they've even had to cancel the reset in the top side again.
Away. He can throw a long-range Ashe ultimate up there, but he's actually throwing it to stop the bottom lane recall. Very, very, very high value here. Two of them interrupted. They have vision. T1 no. These objectives are ours.
Yeah, the kills are only 1-1, but T1 is solidly controlling the side lanes.
Pretty big for the one-on-one. Owner.
Yeah. Tarzan wants to try to steal away this Drake. Carry an Owner, though, they don't care about that.
Objective after objective going their way.
And in these sorts of situations, you'd like to fall back to your basics of guys like Tarzan and Kyle, who AL played through for so much of this split. Oh, Tarzan though.
Tarzan with the Arctic Assault trying to get back into it now. Shanks could be the one under pressure, wants to fire back into the T1 lines. Owner flashing away, staying alive, but there's the Glacial Prison. Only connects under the tank, but Flandre's arrived into the fight. They fight too! Anyone's Legend got exactly what they were looking for. Faker at least gets one back, but he falls as well. Anyone's
going for this bot lane turret instead.
Exactly. This is the first turret of the game. That's going to win them defeats as well. There's already the monster slaying for the side of T1. There's already warfare for the side of AL. They're saying, fine, take the Herald. That'll get you a turret later. We've already got a turret now alongside feats of warfare.
And how far do you want
that has just now spawned? They'll be on Soul Point on a Hex Tech Rift. A very scary situation for AL to then have to deal with. AL knows it, and they've brought everybody to the party nice and early to control the bottom side river. Now, Doran is still up on the top side of the map, taking down that Tier 1 turret, but he's going to go ahead and decide to teleport now to join up with the rest of the team. The Rift Herald is summoned up mid. Flandre separated from the rest of AL, and there's chunks under the AL health bars. T1 staying mostly grouped up. Keep your eyes on Keria over the wall. The arrow collides, but it's only on to Shanks, and he's at a safe distance, so no real value there. Redemption coming in. Seraphine ulti, no value. Owner's going to be in some danger as immediately Tarzan jumps in the middle of everyone and has to try to flash away. Flandre on the flank. Drake owned now by T1. They will force AL back, and they will earn themselves Soul Point.
I feel like you can tell they are on a knife's edge right now. Everybody very antsy with some of these abilities being thrown out. In the end, though, T1, they win out. They get the dragon. They're going to get the tower as well. This is going to chop down on the gold lead.
Yeah, and they're
Basically
basically
completed items. Kraken Slayer plus the Phantom Dancer. The Jinx having a pop-off moment in the team fight is exactly what AL needs if they want to find a huge win. He's still only there with the arrow, but fortunately for AL, Tarzan recognizes what might be happening. He steps in front of Hope, throws out the Glacial Prison, not going to find anybody. Keria was going to be the potential target. Chompers are used. Owner with the flash over the wall, trying to stay alive. Scatter the weak from Shanks, does find the Mundo, but he's healing up an awful lot. Hope at about 1/3 HP, steps back away from the Seraphine. Gumayushi looking for the opportunity to find some more slows, but it's only up.
Flandre doesn't have a TP, so Flandre has to walk all the way from the bottom side. He's going to do it, though. Pincer on Doran.
But I'm sure T1 have it in their minds what happened at the Otacon in the previous game. They do not want to overstay. They do not want to force on this objective that can shred that tanky front line that you're talking about and let Hope start to get some resets. Now AL moving in. They're going to start up the Otacon. TP ready to arrive from the T1 side. Otacon loses his patience. AL have to be a bit careful. Flandre here on the side, he's gonna find Doran, who finds him, as now the Solar Snare finds Tarzan, and T1 are moving forward. They charm up the enemy jungler. Tarzan's already down, but Doran dies. Hope is excited, but where's the rest of the fight? Keria tries to get away, Gumayushi right beside him. Flandre here on the front line as Owner's gonna be chopped up. The Mundo dies, Hope's on a killing spree. Flandre going forward, but Faker takes him out. Hope, Shanks, and Kyle trying to get away. Guma, Keria, and Faker stepping forward. The Otacon, it's impatient, but it's so close to dead. It is stolen away by Faker himself.
Mel wins those every time.
I can't believe.
If T1 gets it, it's a Hex Soul. 23 minutes into the game. AL knows they cannot afford to give that away. Hope looking for a little bit of poke, only finds Owner. AL with Shanks off to the side, looking to try to get some important burst there with the Syndra. One quick stun on the Doran isn't a whole lot. Faker 3-1-0 on the Mel. Rebuttal timing is also going to be huge in any of these fights. Flandre off to the side is going to be seen there by the ward. Jumps over the wall there with the Umbral Dash. T1 taking a little bit of poke here. Scatter the weak, no target found. Shanks still looking for a little bit more opportunity there. Owner losing about 1,000 HP here so far, but he is the Mundo, has plenty to work with. More zaps fired through. T1, they have the dragon down to 2/3 HP. AL continuing to step forward. Gumayushi trying to stay very far back. Goes for the arrow. He finds it on Shanks. AL's mid laner is under pressure, but he gets away for now. Doran creating space. Dragon at 40%. Tarzan still nearby, but so is Owner. Dragon losing patience. patience. Flandra's World Ender is about to expire. Doran still here on the front line. Hit with the Q1 of Flandra. Owner at about half HP. Shanks looking for a little bit more. Dragon at 2K. Glacial Prison fired out, but it's claimed the soul for T1. But Owner has already died. AL have got to find more unless they want to lose the game here. Doran takes a ton of burst. Scout of the week. The damage from the unleashed power. Shanks has another kill, and Tarzan is chasing after Faker. He gets the smite for the slow. They're gonna find another kill, but it's Hex Tech Soul for T1.
Into their pockets. T1 getting the Hex Tech Soul. It all comes down to this.
There's no follow-up from AL after.
Still, I like this from AL. See if they can find those picks. See if they can play off a vision. That's some damage onto Owner.
Yeah, they're going to commit onto the Doctor. Mundo! Shanks has killed him. Owner is dead. You want to talk about clutch moments? There you go. Tarzan and Flandra going forward. Faker's going to be caught. So much damage from AL. Faker about to die. Shanks in a rampage. Anyone's legend. 2 huge kills.
The soul is not enough. When the heart of the LPL is with anyone's legend, they will move over towards the Baron as Shanghai erupts.
Doran, Keria, and Gumayushi, 3v5 if nothing else. They need to stop the Baron from going over to AL right now. Shanks on the side, no ulti available for the Syndra here just yet. Tarzan over the wall wants to go in after Keria. Infernal Chains are going to connect. This Seraphine is down. Tarzan is traded, but Doran has died too. It's Gumayushi against anyone's legend as he tries to kite and fight, but he's stunned. Good night, but kill for Shanks. AL delayed ace. Going up for the rest of AL here for the fight. Red buff secured. Elder Drake started, but so slowly. Flandra going to move forward, try to clear away the control ward. They're going in after the Aatrox. They set him up with the arrow. Flandra has been caught at a critical moment. Over the wall goes Tarzan. Wild Growth coming in from Kael. Guardian Angel will bring Flandra back, but where is the damage on AL's side? Doran into the back line. Kael is already down. Doran killed in response. T1 pushing forward. Shanks the next kill. Hope trying to kite. He needs to get away because T1 have won the fight 2-1.
Flandra is trying to reset and teleport back in. He's trying to link up with the team. The minions are here. They need to turn it. That's the teleport.
Okay, T1, they've got to understand this Aatrox is probably their target. Flandra arrives. Solar Snare looking to lock him up. Owner taking a ton of damage. Hope is excited. Flandra's got the kill. Solar Snare on Hope, but it's not going to do any more. Flandra's going to try to get away. Goes back in here for the Q1. Tarzan wants to engage on the Gumayushi, but he cannot find him. Flandra over the wall. Wants Faker. Can't get the damage. Hope can't do it either. Gumayushi's still alive. T1 out team fighting anyone's legend for another delayed ace. Even with the level 16 Syndra, there's just not an angle. And now with the Elder in their possession, you would have to think that T1 is going to take a stroll up into the top side of the rift and add Baron to it.
This now becomes a game of delaying.
Super powerful endgame buffs now.
The Elder, the Baron, the Soul, the Otacon, every possible advantage.
T1 will assault the base. Here comes the push. Baron empowered, Elder empowered. T1 are on the warpath.
T1 just going straight to the enemy base. Tier 3 turret doesn't stand a chance. Inhibitor knocked down right after. Tarzan and Hope meaning to join up with the rest of the team. The Tier 2 over in mid still standing for now. There's still half the duration left on the Elder Dragon.
That's all that anyone's legend are trying to do. They will lose the top inhibitor.
For LPL right now. The hope for AL.
Well, it's gonna need a lot more than just some hopes, some dreams, some prayers. They're gonna need this Elder timer to expire if they want to have a chance against T1, who now have nearly a 3,000 gold lead on top of all those buffs. Elder getting down very low, about 20 seconds or so left here on this buff. The next wave about to arrive, and you know T1 are going to force their way in for a second lane of super minions. Doran guiding the top lane minions up now as well as the second inhibitor falls, and T1 are looking for the end of the game. The Elder's got 15 seconds left on it. T1 guiding the Baroned up minions toward the Nexus turrets. Solar Snare not hitting a target. Flandra and the rest of AL scrambling to try to defend. Nexus turret's down to about half HP. Owner takes some burst. Tarzan takes more. T1 looking for the engage. They found Flandra, but he gets away. Half HP on the front line of AL. T1 pushing forward. They've made their way on the Nexus. AL scrambles to defend. Doran can't do it. History is written by the victors. And yet again, T1 turns
again earn their place in the semifinals.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
You think I'm crazy? You should see my sister.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Jinx? Stands for Jinx. Really need a new gun. Just cleaned up.
Has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I have the best intentions.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Had a gun that shot other guns.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy killing spree. Enemy double kill.
I'm wearing lots of belts.
has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Always ready to cry.
An ally has been slain.
I'm trying to serve.
An enemy has been slain.
Ask me if I'm listening.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
Hold on. I'm about to say something really. You should see my sister.
Shut down. An ally has been slain. curtain will fall soon. Has destroyed a turret.
I'm wearing lots of belts. For no
Killing spree. Has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain. Has destroyed a turret. Shut down. Enemy double kill.
I'm crazy.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I'm trying more.
An enemy has been slain. has destroyed a turret. Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I didn't know I had a tail.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I wish they'd chisel me a friend. Someone who won't break.
Minions have spawned.
I don't break easy. Tragedy is worse when you can do nothing about it. Feels good to stretch my wings.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I fought a house once. I'm pretty sure I won.
Throw another rock.
I hate when it's
has been slain.
I love the way
An ally has been slain. Rampage. Double kill. An ally has been slain.
it's not easy when everyone looks up to you. Must be mad. I love walking. Sounds like thunder. I'm a big man with big needs.
slain.
I love Demacia. It's the only place I've been.
Turret plating will soon fall. An ally has been slain. Enemy killing spree. An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Slain. Enemy rampage. An ally has been slain.
Last a change of scenery. I fell in love with the practice. Silence is a good magic absorbing Colossus.
An ally has been slain.
Always end up in the center of
Enemy double kill. Your team has destroyed. Enemy double kill. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down. An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
majestic. Not what I'm supposed to be.
An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Fresh water. best defense is me. Let's move. I've got people to justice.
Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
Absolute. Irrefutable. Action double crosses, subverts, divides.
Minions have spawned.
Feeble forms, Oriana. May the rest follow our lead. So much of what we value is inconsequential.
First blood. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Double kill. An enemy has been slain. Has been slain. Has been slain. Slain. An enemy has been slain. Turret plating will fall soon. An enemy has been slain. Killing spree. Unstoppable. Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
So much of what we value is inconsequential.
An ally has been slain. Shut down. An enemy has been slain. Enemy killing spree. destroyed a turret.
Doubt has been purged from me.
has been slain. Triple kill.
So much of what we value is inconsequential. Without the
Killing spree.
emotion and logic cannot coexist.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.